What do you say when you talk to yourself? And how in the world do you flip the script? This is what we're going to talk about today. Because when it comes to leadership, I'm telling you, what you say when you talk to yourself is a huge deal. So let's talk about this for a second. When I was running a sales team in Hawaii, I don't know, maybe I was having one of those days. I don't remember it, but I do remember that a young lady walked up to me. She was part of my team and she said, "Heard of this book?" I'm like, "No." And she said, "I got a copy for you." And she proceeded to just tell me that she's given out dozens and dozens and dozens of copies of this book and that it would really help whatever situation I was in. She says, "No, seriously." She says, I give out tons of these books because it has transformed my life. About how it also has transformed my life. So it's fantastic, fantastic book. The question I have for you here is, how well do you treat others when you don't feel well? Like when you're feeling like garbage, how well, right? It's not good. It's not a good look if you're a leader, and it's certainly not a good feel for your team if we're portraying that attitude upon them, right? So what happens that gets us in that negative state where everything triggers us, right? Just off our game. And it can come all the way down to, there's a whole list of factors, but it can come down to, what did we do in the last 72 hours, right? What food did we eat? Did we rest? Did we get enough sleep? Did we get enough exercise? Have we been filling our minds with negativity? Are we doing things that we know that we shouldn't be doing? Or we've been scrolling so much and we're supposed to be creating? What is it that really, over the last 72 hours, that has compounded and led up to the fact that we're just not feeling well? And when you don't feel well, you don't show up well. When you don't show up well, you treat others like garbage. And sometimes we don't even know it, right? Sometimes we just don't have any idea that it's even going on. So today, let's talk about 3 ways to transform that negative talk and that negative juju that we put out in the universe, because normally the number one contributor to the way we feel is what we say when we talk to ourselves. What we say when we talk to ourselves. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is David Adams with People Steward Leadership. And the whole concept is I want to inspire leaders to embrace people stewardship so that their teams will take personal responsibility for their own growth and development. Yeah, David, but what does that even mean? What it means is that if we embrace people as people, right? People stewardship, we take personal responsibility for our teams. We take personal responsibility for their growth, for inspiring them, right? To grow themselves at home, to work on themselves at home, to work on themselves when they're at work, right? So we inspire leaders to inspire their teams. That's what it's all about. And a lot of it is a mental game. So we want to help you win the mental game today. Yourself. When you're talking to yourself and you're down on your luck, you're down on yourself, what are some of the negative things that you say to yourself? I want you to put it in the chat. In fact, write it all down. Every negative thing that you say to yourself, write it down. Get it on paper. And then step 2. Now, for those of you who are familiar, there's a song. It's called Talk to a Friend. And the band is Slaves. The name of the band is Slaves. But the title of the song is Talk to a Friend. And here's the line. It says, "I wouldn't talk to a friend that you say about yourself all the time. And I want you to find a friend and I want you to tell them all of those things as if you're telling it to them. And then afterwards, of course, you can come back and let them know, hey, no, these are the negative things I say to myself and with them." You had to tell them. Why? Because there's something called the reticular activating system, right? So step 1 is we're going to write the stuff down. Step 2 is we have got to set the intention to catch ourselves in the negative moment. So when you're saying negative things to yourself, you've got to catch it. You have activating the reticular activating system. Same concept as if you bought it. I want you to think about it. How often did you see the same make, the same model, the same color before you bought the car? Dollars to donuts. Now that you've purchased the car, you're like, you just made a $50,000 purchase or a $36,000 purchase. Now you see that make, model, color everywhere. Why? Because you told your brain to do what? Delete, distort, eliminate nonsense, to eliminate the nonsensical things, right? So if we want it to retain, then we have to tell it to retain it, right? When you bought the car, you told your brain it was important. Now it's looking for that vehicle. It's looking for it everywhere. Well, we want to tell the brain that it's important for us to recognize when we say something negative to ourselves so that we can use step number 3 on it. And step 3 on it is we've got to replace it with the positive. So we take that negative and we immediately twist it into the positive. We say positive things to ourselves. And it's very interesting because I'm curious to know how you currently flip the switch, because there are a lot of different techniques or a lot of different strategies, but I'd like to hear and see your comments below. What is it that you currently do to flip the script for yourself, right? Now, one of the best salespeople I've ever worked with my entire career, he's amazing. I had him do a sales presentation for our group. And I said, look, just share with us what it is you do in your morning routine that just sets you up, lights you on fire, and gets you going. He says, you really want to know? I said, yeah, I want to know. He said, all right. And so in front of the group, he gets up. He said, look, in the morning when I wake up and I get in the shower, I sing a song to myself. And I sing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I'm like, all right, what is it? I said, well, I sing this. He says, I am alive, alert, awake. I am alive, alert, awake. I am. I am alive, alert, awake. I am alive, alert, awake. I'm going to sell, for goodness sake. I am alive, alert, awake. I am. Second verse, same as the first. A little bit louder and a whole lot worse, right? And repeats it again. And he just does it over and over and over again. Why? Because he's setting himself up for success. He's programming his mind to get exactly the result that he wants. And a lot of times we get in a state where we're a little bit lazy and we just stop saying positive things to ourselves, right? And instead we get in that negative loop and we beat ourselves up all the time. So the title of the book, this was the book she gave me. Not the exact book. I already gave that one away, but it's What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Kind of crazy, right? What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. Now, the whole concept of the book comes down to this: The Power of Neuroplasticity, also by Shad Helmstetter. The whole concept behind it is that you can program your brain. We've been programmed our whole lives, right? From the time we were little, our parents programmed us, our teachers have programmed us, our parents programmed us, other teachers, other mentors, some well-meaning programs full of negativity. Music, the news, we're programmed every single day. Well, guess what? We have an opportunity to flip the script and program ourselves. Now, this is also written by Shad Helmstetter, and it's called The Self-Talk Solution. Now, what is the self-talk solution? He just walks through very positive ways to talk to yourself to improve different areas of your life. We're not going to go into this here. If you want to buy the book, it's fantastic. You'll learn a lot from it. But I also put together something for you. It's a course I recorded. It's a $97 course I'm going to give you for free, but it has a workbook with it. Take notes, but it's the 5 M's to multiply and magnify your personal leadership skills. Because when it comes to leadership, if we don't lead ourselves at home well, how in the world can we expect to lead others well when we get into the workplace? And it starts with the way we feel. So let's reprogram our minds. And again, what are the 3 steps that I want you to go through today? 1, write down all the negative things that you say to yourself, but somebody close to you, right? Step 2, set the intention to catch yourself every time you say something negative to yourself. Set the intention that you're going to catch it, and flip the script and turn it into something positive. And I don't care if it's that song, some silly song that you sing to yourself. I really don't care how